Hey everyone, how's it going? Octopus here and welcome back to evercrisis. This is a crazy banner, crazy event, tons of resources. You guys already know that from my last video, but I'm going to cover everything you need to know about this banner, the weapons, the attack stance, wish listing. I'm going to give you all of that in this video so you guys have a good idea if you should be going for this or not. But again, my rule is husbando waifus, pull for your favorite. You never know when you're going to quit and you never know when the game's going to shut down. So just have fun with the game while it's there. Besides that, enjoy the video. All right, so I want to jump in and hit you with the most important things first. This banner is here for a whole month, all the way until December 7th, and it's not the only banner / costumes and weapons that are coming out. So it says down here, Volume 2 of the crossover draw is planned to be out on November 16th, and then Volume 3, November 23rd. Inside the quest, spoilers, we saw both Arev's costume and Sephiroth's costume. Really freaking cool. You're gonna like it. It's awesome. So an entire month of tier, we got more banners, more weapons, more characters, but this is the most important thing about this overall, is that this is limited. And what I mean by limited, if you come all the way over here in the notice or back in the draw system, in big attention, crossover limited weapons from the Final Fantasy 9 crossover draw will not be added to any other draw. So whatever you get here, that's it. The crossover limited weapons and gears featured in this draw may reappear in the future, which is probably like a year from now. And then the crossover limited weapon featured in this draw cannot be selected in the daily quest weapon parts. So you know when you do daily quest and you can choose which weapon parts you want to get, not going to be there ever. It's not going to be on the wish list. It's not going to be on the other event. Part 2, part 3 by saying any other draw. You cannot get this except for this month alone. So any weapons you see from this banner, part 2, part 3 will not come back. So you have to commit to this banner if you're pulling for it. You want to grab Overboost 1 at minimum, especially on Tifa's weapon, because it does give better casting. It gives them better potency in their abilities. So keep that all in mind. This will not be back. There is 3 parts and it's here for a whole month. So husbando waifu rule. If you like the character, the way they look, go for it. Forget the meta. And now let's jump in and talk about the meta. All right, so if you're at this part of the video and you are deciding to pull, I want to throw this in here first. Wish list. What should you do for the wish list? Here's my example of my wish list, and I recommend this for everyone else. If you are going to pull Tifa's weapon or Cloud's weapon and costume, then these 3 weapons you want. You want Barrett's enemy launcher, because it has boost physical ability potency. You want Killer Hornet, which is the better weapon compared to Cloud's, right? Because you can actually wishlist to max, getting 40 physical attack and 36 physical ability, and Mad Minute. So you want to overboost these as much as you can so you guys can get all those potencies. That will give you a ridiculously strong surviving setup. You'll get HP, physical attack, maximum attack stance gauge. It is really good. And then the other one I recommend is Arev's Sun Umbrella, because it's the magic version, and part 2 most likely will be a magic version. And no matter what, even this banner, this should be your wish list all the time, because these can be used on any character. This is so powerful as our abilities. Magic boost, magic attack stance boost. This slot here, the last one, Seaside Caller, Red 13 for lightning resistance. You want to go for Lucia's gun, the Bald Eagle for ice resist down. You can do Zack's weapon or Overboost 6, one of your main DPS weapons. So like if you're almost done Murasami or Maritime or Sephiroth's weapon, then you put that as the last option. But those 3 attack stance and the Sun Umbrella should be on like every banner. And once you get those at a good one, then you should get the other magic ones. But for now, that's good enough. Now let's talk about the actual weapons and costume. Okay, so let's start off with Cloud and why this attack stance is so powerful. Now, the weapon itself, again, is like an R ability. It's going to be used, but these are limited banners. So the reason it's hard to not pull in these banners is because you can't max it out except for weapon parts. So you remember those items that we have that we can use on any weapon? Now that we know that crossovers are limited, future crossovers as well, these should be saved, in my opinion, for the crossover weapons, because no matter what, let's just say you don't pull an overboost, whatever, 1, 2 to 6 or max out, you can then rely on these, because these can upgrade any weapon to an extra star, overboost 2, 3. So that's what you should be using those for. Now let's talk about the weapon itself. If you do go for this, you should get at least overboost 1 on these, because going to overboost 1 on Cloud brings them from 650 to 780%, which is much stronger than Cloud's Apocalypse. If you already have a good Apocalypse, which is a non-physical, high-potency weapon, then you technically don't need Cloud's weapon, and that's already an example there. If you're trying to chase it for just the abilities, go wishlist Killer Hornet. Much better because every wishlist, every banner, it'll be there. But if you are going overboosted once, if you can overboost it 6 times, it's 1,140. And these weapons are going to be necessary because eventually bosses are going to be immune to all elements. They're going to resist them very heavily, like we've been seeing Iron Giant plus this new event. It's always good to have at least one member on the team that has one of these non-physical crit weapons, right? If you are going in here, go overboost 1 as a free-to-play. If you're not going to hit that, and it might take all 2 pages because you might have bad luck, you're only guaranteed 1, don't go for the banner. Now, what is attack stance and why is this so important? This alone, this is Cloud's only weapon. Every other weapon you guys saw doesn't have attack stance. This allows Cloud to put this in the main hand, giving him those 9 points, right? You pair this up with his costume and those back weapons, and you can easily, without overboosting, get to 60% extra damage. And what this does when you're in attack mode in the game and you're in that attack stance with a big red diamond that you switch to defense and attack, when that's full, it's at 50% extra damage. What that does, if you do 10,000 damage, you'll add 50% of that, so you're doing 15,000 damage. Now imagine adding another 60% to that bar. So now your attack stance does 110 for physical abilities. So when you do a 10,000 physical attack, you're going to times that by 2.1. So you're going to be doing 21,000 damage. And that's why attack stance is so powerful. No matter what you're doing, you're going to do a ton of damage, even if it's not elemental. So this is really good. It's got triangle sigil break. It's got 20% slaughter. It's a good weapon. Fully maxed out. If you're going deep, is at 561 stat. I think it's an incredible weapon. I just think that limited really hurts it. If this was like Killer Hornet, this would be a must pull. All right, and then you can just level up as you slowly go. But if you're going in, overboost 1. And I was talking about the costume because it gives plus 10 to that stance. So the weapon and the costume alone, if you do pull for Tifa or Cloud, will get you automatically into 30% extra damage, right? And then you do those sub weapons on the wish list, and you're getting over here easily, and then over here. So the combination of HP, survivability, Iron Giant showed us how much HP is important. Having it over here or not on your sub-weapons really lets your sub-weapons increase your damage. So I think this costume is great. Now, do I think Cloud should be the one you choose when you pull for this? No, because Elemental is still stronger. We have Thunder Cloud, we have Water Cloud. We're most likely going to get the other elements for Cloud as well too. And he's going to be in those situations where you want to use his element builds if you can, right? This is overall going to work for anything, but I think that Tifa is much better. In my opinion, if you're going to pull for this banner, pull for Tifa, her weapon plus her costume, because the same idea stands, same sub-weapons in the wish list, but she has an attack boost. It is at mid potency, and you only get mid when you cast it, but it's got survivability with boost HP plus 24, and that attack stance again. In order to make this worth it, you want to overboost 1 at least, because the duration does increase as you overboost. In overboost 6, if you're going to fully commit, you're a free-to-play who saved a bunch of blue crystals, or you're a dolphin / whale, you want at least overboost 6 minimum, because that now does in one cast high potency. So the free-to-play version, medium, overboost 6 to get that high potency. Fully maxed out, duration goes to 40 seconds, really good, 36 points in the attack stance, and for its material slots are 20%. There's no sigil break. I think Tifa is the better one. Even if you only get physical attack boost mid, that's still really good. 25 seconds, increase it with overboost 1, and you're doing more damage, crit chance, plus it has a great R abilities. You queue that up again with her costume that has survivability and physical. Just the weapon and the costume alone gets you into that extra 30% boost, which again is huge. And she can be used for anything. Since Tifa doesn't have an elemental costume, this makes up for so much. Again, there's 2 other banners coming out. Keep that in mind. But this is what I think about this. It is a skippable banner because I believe Arcanum is a better stat, right? A costume that has elemental weakness, it increases You have the weapons that have that increase as well. Water down, thunder down. There's just so much going for element builds that this almost feels like it's really, really good. But it's not necessary to have multiple characters all doing that one normal damage. So it's up to you if you want to pull for this. I still think Waifu Husbando. If you like the way they look, go for it. It's a good banner. So some weapons you could combine with this. You are going to main stat the actual event weapon. And then you guys can go with Sonic Strikers in the back there because it has 530 physical, non-elemental. When you overboost this, it just gets better and better all the way to the point of 990. And it's got boost attack in there. If you guys want to run that wind setup or just get physical attack up with it because you're not going to have a lot of physical attack, Motor Drive is a really good one. Your wind motor drive damage is going to be crazy good. It's physical. It has boost attack up like crazy. If you guys want to use Materia, because Materia on a slot, 3-star or 4-star Materia is very powerful. Tifa's Grand Gloves in her Materia slot has attack water 30% up. So if you put water below there, you'll be doing tons of water damage. Her leather gloves have the fire version of it. Fire ability damage plus 30%. So you have fire Tifa, water Tifa, and wind Tifa all for physical builds, and that's why Tifa is really, really good. If you are going the cloud route and you are getting the weapon, again, main hand the weapon because it does have physical attack plus the potency there. And then you guys can run Maritime, which is giving boost attack as well with water damage. And then you've got Murasami. It's pretty straightforward. They work so well together. Cloud will be a very powerful physical damage dealer. Even without the costume in the back, you guys can still mix and match and do whatever you want. Hard Edge to lower defense down. Apocalypse, again, not necessary because if you do have Apocalypse, 500%, overboost 780 up to 940 if you don't pull for this weapon. But all those options are there. You do have special material slot here for ice ability damage on Cloud, 30%. Tons of things you guys can do. I believe this one has the wind one. Yeah, Iron Blade has wind plus 30%, same deal as Tifa. So you guys have options to mix and match. Thunder Cloud, Water Cloud, Wind Cloud, Ice Cloud, right? With that attack stance, you will be doing tons of damage with the materia. And then these sub-wish list weapons here, just go crazy. Have fun. It's a good banner. Now, the choice is up to you. Am I going to pull? I'm probably going to be doing polls on my birthday, which is coming up soon. So around November 17th, I'll be doing the stream because that's when the second banner will be out. We'll do some celebration polls. I might go really deep with my other account because it has like 80,000 gems, or this one's got 61,000. I might try to overboost one of these weapons just for fun because I have been saving. But I want to see what the other banners have, and I'm also still trying to save for Vincent. So, do I think it's a skip? No, but I still think you can skip it if you're passing the content. I beat the event without pulling this banner, right? I'm already fully completed it, just waiting for the next part to come out. As you guys can see, it is all done. It wasn't hard. This is a free-to-play account. They just bring down magic attack or physical attack to block the strikes. I brought in magic attack, lowered their magic attack, and I just kept them DPSing until they were dead. It was pretty straightforward. Well, that is pretty much everything. Hopefully this gave you an idea if you guys should be pulling for this banner or skipping it. Again, I would say go for what makes you happy. You never know when this game's going to end. You never know when you're going to get bored of it, so have fun with it while you do. So if you like Tifa, you like Cloud, or whatever character's coming out, just go for their weapons and their costume. The game's pretty straightforward. The more you play, the stronger you get. Level 80, level 90, characters are level 50, right? Your weapons are all maxed out. You guys will get there. My non-overboost account is passing all the content I need to pass, and I almost beat it with it. I just got to tweak it a little bit more. So have fun, pull what you want. Let me know down below what you're going for. For now, thank you so much for watching. Keep on smiling, and I'll smell you later.